There we go. Wow. Here comes the charm, I guess. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? One moment, guys. Went ahead and came on. So, where did we put it? All right. So this month with Cheryl's little group, Cheryl, the whole bucket. She is doing this month a collaborative uh, assemblage or assemblage uh, challenge. She sent a small handful of us a little kit in the mail of items to use in this assemblage uh, to do with it what we will. And like the main rule is just use as much of the items as possible. Um, and that's pretty much it. Just do with it what you will. Uh, Problem with me, I just had it here. I seem to have misplaced it already. Go figure. Good start to the How Do You Do April challenge. I literally put it within reach and then it disappeared on me. Sorry, give me a moment, guys. Hmm. Well, I might have to change plans for this morning until I find that, which means I'll have to change the title of this video. Hmm. I don't want to have to do that since I already got everybody linked and everything for this little event. It should be right here. Off to a roaring good start, right, guys? Oh, that's okay. Found it. Okay. Okay. So this is the pouch all of us received, and it came with a few items in here. So let's see. Come on, kid. Okay. So everybody got nearly the same things, but not exactly the same things. So we got a napkin for decoupaging if we would like to use that in any specific way. We got 2 different paint brushes. Got a print here. This one looks like it may have been a patty print. It looks familiar, but it has a little doll on it there, and then a bigger doll there. So I'm already kind of getting ideas of what to do here. And then it came with a few tea bags here, one of which has some smaller little elements in it. Which these will be interesting for me to use since I don't usually use pretty things. So, but these are like frosted, so they're not too shiny. So I kind of like that option. And then we got some jewelry wire. It's not quite copper. It has like a brownish tone to it. So I got those. And then this is like a copper mesh, which will be fun to use. So I don't know if it opens in a specific area or not, but that'll be fun to play with. And then we have these guys here. A bunch of little remnants here. So I think it's qualified as cheating, but I went over to Cheryl's channel because she posted a video to start off the event and everything. And I was trying to figure out what the heck these were. So this is what comes off during color changes when you do 3D printing. So, yeah, I think she referenced them as 3D poop or whatever. But I think it'll be an interesting texture to incorporate into this little project. So I'm going to try to find my way around to using these. So I think to start, so those are all. Good morning, Jean. First one to pop in a chat. Welcome. You beat everyone here. That's a first in a while. How'd your Lennon March Madness go? Yay! That's always good. Okay. So, okay, I can get rid of that little packet now. Yeah, so I have a little bit of an idea of what I want to do. Or at least something to start out what I'm going to do. Where did I put? Oh, okay. I'm going to use a brush to paint a brush. Let's see. Is it? That's heavy matte gel. That is not what I want. For one moment, Good morning, Leah. Good morning, Michael. Okay. I need my gesso. Timber. So to start, I am just going to prep my base for, which are these. These are my base. I'm going to prep my base. You know what? Just to add to this to start, I'm going to use this to gesso this. Because then it'll automatically add texture into my brush. Look at that. Good morning, Carrie. Okay. I'm going to slide my cart over. I just got a new cart that I got some stuff organized on it already. But I have to shimmy it around here and there if I need to use my heating tools. So I'm just going to cover this whole thing. I'm definitely going to need to wash my hands before work, that's for sure. I'm giving my brush highlights. Okay, now I am going to hit this with a heating tool. Well, if I had my heating tool plugged in, I will hit it with, I will use it. But everything over here wanted to do its own thing. Where did I put what's the plan for to do things with it, Michael? I don't have a full set plan. I'm just prepping them. Uh, yes, doing an altered paintbrush thing. Yep. This will be my first altered paintbrush thing I've like ever done, so this will be interesting. Yeah, but the point of this challenge is just to see what different artists do with using the same materials or close to the same materials. So down below in my description box, I have everyone tagged that is participating in this. So you can click on their link in the description box to follow, or click on the hashtag how do you do art, and it should bring up the individuals and their at least their introduction video for it, and the stuff they've been working on the past couple months. This is the first one I've started doing within the group. This one was mentioned a few months back to, or Cheryl mentioned it a few months back to get some interest on it, to see who's wanting to play. So, okay. And this gesso is fairly thin, so this will take at least a couple coats. Sorry, my brain, like, I just started thinking of an idea with the images and some of the layout I may try to do with this. Okay. Now, I'm going to prep this one, and I am actually just going to work all that gesso on there and into the brush. Excess, I'm just going to rub on there. Waste not, want not. Okay. There's that. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And I was going to use this, but that was with the idea that I was going to use it to paint on that one. Use this one instead. Okay. This. Okay. That one should be good. And let the bristles dry by themselves. Okay. I'm liking those. So I'm going to scrape off the excess. That's going to go in my little dish. There, that's going to go in the dish. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to set those guys aside for the time being. The desk is warm. Okay. There we go. Push those aside. Okay. I'm doing a minor tidy up. Put that there. Okay. Okay. Now, let me think. So what I'm thinking is these are going to go onto a base. I have a few bases I could use as options. Sorry, I'm digging through the options that I'm interested in. Ooh. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So this is a cover. I think I'm going to use this one since it doesn't have, I mean, it has all this beautiful discoloration and age and everything, but otherwise it doesn't have too much going on. But, oh, this is going to be fun. Okay. Then I'm just going to leave that because I think that'll be interesting. So I am going to go over this with clear gesso. That way I can still alter it, but it is still everything. but you'll be able to see through the gesso. Okay. I'm trying to decide, do I want what I'm thinking of doing? I'll have to do it that way. Okay. Okay. So this is just Liquitex Clear Gesso. I'm going to use a bigger brush because I don't want to take forever doing it. This one is, that's not much. This one's, yes. Okay, so I need to rethink how I have these bigger brushes in here. This is not. Okay. One moment, guys. I resituated some of my desk into little organizers and stuff, and I didn't think how much of an issue it would be to grab a tall brush. So I'll have to rethink how that's situated over there. Okay, so I'm just going to use this just for efficiency. Put the coffee back where it belongs. Okay, so yeah, this is just Clear Gesso by Liquitex. Again, I'm using this to prep my surface as well as keep my surface visually appealing, because I picked this specifically because of the look of it. And I don't want to take away from that. But putting down Clear Gesso will allow me to still add colors if I want to, or adhere things down without them potentially peeling off later or anything like that. So, depending on what type of adhesive I use or adherent. And make sure to get along the edges here as well. Hello, Diane. Good morning. All right. And I am going to get around the edges here too, just to be sure. I have no areas that will soak in anything that I don't want soaked in. And I'm not worried that there's streaks right now. This, like I said, I'm using Clear Gesso, so this will dry clear. So it won't be as noticeable once it's fully dry. Plus, it'll give a potential texture when colors and stuff get added. Okay. And I think I'm going to take this little bit off because it's just barely hanging there. I mean, I might come back and put it back on here in some fashion, but for the time being, it's just going to come off. And I don't want it to look like I have lots of it along the edges. So I want it to be able to dry evenly. And just going back over the edges just to be sure you got everything. Okay. So, got that prepped. And then I'm going to just throw this into this little jar here. That way I have it within reach. Okay, and then I am going to tidy this up just a little bit. Okay, so there's that. Okay, now I'm going to try to figure out some type of layout. I'm going to clean off my fingers. I had so much just on my fingers I can't feel what I'm touching. Should be good for now. I'm going to try this real quick. Okay, so that's mostly dry enough that I can start playing with this a little. Now, is there another ply on this? Let's see. Just going to start here just in case. Because I know some of these have more than one ply to peel off. Okay, it does not look like this one does. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start doing a little bit of a layout. Some of this I'll put down, but some of it will end up being covered. It's just going to be a layer for the background. Benefits with using napkins is most of the white pretty much nearly disappears. So when you go to actually decoupage it on, okay, I'm just thinking about what I'm actually wanting my layout to be. I mean, if this is just going to be a background for it, I'm going to put some across the top there as well. And I'm purposely having tattered edges. It helps it blend better into the background than if you have straight edges, because if you have straight edges, it's just harder to kind of like mask those out as you go. So I'm going to have that going across there. Okay. I think that's all I'm going to use of that. Sorry, I'm just assessing what I have and what my intentions are with what I have. It's and cut this out here. Okay. Yes, auditioning. Let's do. I was going to fussy cut, but I think it'll lend more to this whole grungy aesthetic if I fussy tear. So, okay. Okay. There's that. And then okay, this little girl, I'm this little one, I'm going like 3 or 4 different ways right now on what I want to do with her. Potentially in correlation with this brush. And again, I might set that on one of the ones like that. Right. If it's not coming to me right away, don't force it, move on. Which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move on. And then see what else I can do. So, let's see. I do have a slight idea Oh, no. Might have to get some more wire. So this will work. No, it might be fine for what I'm wanting to do. Okay, so I'm going to do, let's see. I'm going to split this into about 2/3 ish. I'm pretty sure this is just jewelry wire. So I'm going to incorporate this wire to some extent with this brush. And then this last third of it, since it's a smaller object, I'll incorporate this one into that one in some way. All right, bye, Diane. You have a good night. Sleep well. This, let's go ahead and open this up. Just open that up. So I'm trying to decide how I want to incorporate this. I know I want to incorporate this because this is just cool. This copper netting. Okay, so let me think this one through. Huh. Just had a thought. So I'm going to pull some of this netting apart because I have a slight idea of something I may want to try to do. Okay. Let's see if I can get another end here. There we go. Okay, so let's 2. I may. Oh. Oh, I dropped some. And that netting is so thin, I can't see it. So I'm not going to worry about it. There's plenty where that netting came from. So I'll wad it up here. And I have a little bit of an idea of what I'm wanting to do with this. It may change, but sometimes the start of an idea leads to a better idea. Especially if you have time to walk away from it and then randomly thinking about it while you're at work or whatever. Sometimes that's the best way for inspiration to evolve. Inspiration to evolve. There we go. Blah, la, 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 la. Oh, come on. Sliding off of my fingers. There we go. Wad you up. Good thing this wire is pliable. And awesome. Okay. Let me think. Right now, I think I at least part of the background figured out what I want to do. Or at least with these guys, I feel comfortable enough to put these on. So I'm going to use matte gel to decoupage them on. I'm not going to use Mod Podge or anything because I hate the gloss. And yeah, because if I use that, then there will be the gloss, and then I'd have to go back over it with clear gesso again to knock the gloss back. And I know some people have had issues with Mod Podge remaining sticky based on their climate. I personally have not, but I want to make sure this is going to stick for good. So it's gonna now, if this doesn't completely blend into the background, that's fine. I just tether that up, and I am actually not worried about that. Okay, and I might do some more of it unintentionally. So from the looks of it, it's not going to blend into the background as much as I would have hoped, but that's fine because I am planning on adding colors and stuff to the base here at some point. I have not chosen my colors yet. But I don't think it'll be too far off from what the journal cover already is. Well, not journal cover, from what the base is. From what the base is. And it should be fine. But this is one reason I was hoping there's another layer on this napkin that needed to peel off. Because this one wasn't nearly as translucent as I was hoping it would be. I'm going to just stress that a little bit here and there. Help lend to the more tattered look of it all. Okay. Cool. Cool. Looking good so far. That tool out of the way so I don't end up not gelling that. Now, I do not expect this to be a very quick series or to just all fall together for me at all. Honestly, when I originally opened the package, I was like, what the heck am I supposed to do with these? Like, I was completely, like, lost. And I was like, I don't use this. I don't use that. This is not... These aren't things that I usually keep readily available to use at all. I was like, why were these sent to me? And just like, that's the point of how do you do art? What would you do to make it work for you? How would you reimagine or reinterpret the items you have? Because not everybody thinks the same way when it comes to certain items or products you use. Some people don't need the same products or items you do, and they come out with similar or just completely different art that is equally fantastic. Well, fun, Michael. Now, if I was doing this properly, I should be leaving these to naturally dry between each stage. I'm not that proper. I am impatient. So, good morning, Brenda. Now, I am thinking of incorporating some stenciling on here as well, some actual textured stenciling. Well, this one's kind of blending into the background. These ones not so much. I may not have put enough gel medium underneath to help properly saturate it. Or maybe it's just still wet and like needs to fully dry yet. Okay, so some of that is still wet yet, but I'm going to give it some time to do its own thing for a moment there. So one moment, guys. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Now. No, I definitely get that, Brenda. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and do some stencil work on here. Now, after doing stencil work on here, that part I'll actually have to leave alone, which will allow me to move over to altering the brushes themselves. That one's a maybe. Hello, Carrie. Good morning. Okay. This one I'm debating. What all is in here? Ooh, I forgot I had that one. That one's fun. I might use one of those actually. Good morning, JMH. I am working on a kind of a collaborative piece. Cheryl from The Whole Bucket, she has a little project thing called How Do You Do Art? And there are a few of us in this little collaboration of hers that does a different thing each month. This month, it is an altered paintbrush thing. So how do you alter a paintbrush, or what would you do with the same products given to everyone else, or similar products given to everyone else? How would you translate that into your own art? So that is what I'm working on. You found me! Hello! I didn't mean to take that out. I don't want you. Okay. So I think I am going to incorporate a few different textures here. Hello, Don. How are you? Okay. So I think I'm going to incorporate some cracks in a mix around here. I don't think I'm going to do this one. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that one. I think I'm going to incorporate this as well. And then some of this fun text here. It's like really scripty. So let's see. And let me think of what texture paste I would like to use for this. Okay. So I got some of my own homemade texture paste is what I'll use. I think I'm going to use my sand texture paste here for what I intend to do later on with some of the coloration later. Okay. I'm just going to put a little bit up here. There we go. Cool. Yeah, not a problem. I'm going to leave that out because I I'm still going to be using some of that. Now I'm going to clean this off a little bit so I don't have it gummed up next time I want to use it. I don't have a pan big enough to set the stencil in, otherwise I would. You can tell I love using this stencil. This is one of my favorite script stencils. It is a book cover. Let me find the other half of it. So this is the back cover to this book. I think it was a ledger of sorts, if I remember right. So I got some text in there. Now I think I'm going to start incorporating some of this, like it's wallpaper. Welcome in. Now I am specifically going for imperfect details because I want that worn look. And so I'll put some up here. Okay, now let's see. Let's put a little here too. Might actually have to get more out of my jar here. Okay. Let's put a little up here, I think. Just need a little bit more for this part. Okay, cool. There's that. Okay, set that aside a moment. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Kiki. All right, so those of you who are just getting here, so all the ones that are coming in, these are some of the fine ladies that are part of this little collaboration, this assemblage collaboration. So currently I am working on the base of what the project is going on. and it is an altered, so it is an antique minute book that I have purchased from, or a cover of a minute book that I am altering. So it basically looked like this, but without the label thing on the front. And then this is where it's going currently. There will be colors and stuff added. So there's that. Well, thank you, Kiki, for the sub. I appreciate it very much. Okay. So, yeah, basically this will be, I don't know, I want to kind of call it the storyboard for the paintbrushes of what I'm doing. So it's going to lend to creepy, which the dolls are perfect for. So now I'm going to add some crackling here and there. We got too much on there. And I am overlaying this on some of the text intentionally. Yes, loving that. Cool. And then we do something similar over here. Neither, JMH. Oh, thank you, Don. Okay, now I'm going to have some coming up this way. Yes. I'm loving this so far. Rotate this. And try to get some in here. Cool. And then try to get some in here over this text too. After putting some of it over the text, I was like, ooh, I like that. So cool. Okay, I'm liking that so far. If you refresh, it'll show how many likes are actually there. Sometimes it doesn't update. I wish I had some frozen Charlottes to use on this. That would be awesome. But alas, I do not. Okay. I think that should be good for the cracks for now. So unfortunately, that means this part of this is done until it dries. I'm not going to try to hurry up the process on this because texture paste, unless you want it to pop and crack and stuff like that, that's fine. But that's not necessarily what I'm going for. So yes, this is part of the project. This is the base of the project. Okay. There's cracks in my glass, guys. I can fix that. Ta-da! So I just want to make sure this is all cleared out before I set it aside. Because my texture paste has a lot of grit to it and it will plug this up very easily. So, okay. So I'm liking where this is going. The script is nondescript, so I can easily just as well have it go this way if I wanted to. So this can be played with in any direction right now. So, good morning, Judy. So part of my idea so far is she's going to go there. And yes, some of this work I've done will be covered. It is a background for a reason. So anybody who wants to say, why are you covering that? You put all that there. It's fine. It's fine. It's bound to be covered to some extent. So don't freak your freak about it, as Timmy would say. So she is going to be right there. And this may evolve. It may change. It may not even be this layout specifically. So she's going to be right there, peeking out like a little creep. So some of my stencils, I do have a little tub here, but I filled it with a bunch of other crap to be able to do this today. So, but only that last stencil, that cracked stencil I used would have been able to fit in it anyways. So, yeah, Louisa Heinzel does too, doesn't she? Yes. You're welcome, Carrie. So this is it-ish so far. This one, I'm still debating on what I'm going to do with her. I keep jumping around with this one. I don't know if I want to fussy cut her out and then basically do the same thing, but then her dress will be sticking out, but I might actually have her like that. Still fussy cut her out, but then have like this little part sticking out from underneath her dress. Like as if this is her legs, that's how she gets around, which would be extra creepy, and I love that. But I might not use these in correlation to each other at all. I'm still debating on that. So these two are still separate floating entities. I haven't decided whether they're going to go together or not. I am sincerely leaning towards cutting her out and then using this frame separately for something else. Ooh. I could do that. After I cut her out, that would be fun. Okay. So my mind's going other places right now. I want to start altering this, like, texturally. Okay. So this, let me think. This, I do have crackle paste. I do also have this crackle paste. So this one I got, ooh. That one's separated. It looks like it has caramel in it. That's odd. So I don't know if this one's still good. I got this one clearanced at Joann's not too terribly long ago. But it already looked discolored to begin with when I bought it. And honestly, I think that's why it was clearanced. So I'm just going to, I think it's one of the compounds or something in it that's separating. I'm just going to stir it and hope for the best. This project has turned out so far. Yes, I agree, Cheryl. I have not seen what everybody else has done so far yet. I have seen you post a video introducing it, and I saw Sonia's video introducing it, but that's all I've seen so far. I haven't seen much else. But then again, I haven't had an opportunity to really dig, and today's only the second. Today's only the second, so I got time to go look and see what everyone else is doing yet. Okay. But I'm also, and this is not meant to discourage or offend anyone that is part of the challenge. I am wanting to go off my own inspiration for these. So I will look at your guys' stuff when I'm nearly completed with mine or fully completed with mine. Yes, so if you click on the hashtag that is on this video, it should take you to all the other ones. Otherwise, in the description box, I have everyone linked that's participating in this. Yeah. Okay, so I'm debating on how I want to apply this. I think I'm going to use a smaller palette knife so I'm not overdoing where I'm putting it. Miss Cheryl, the whole bucket. She is the one running this little thingy we're doing here. Oh, okay. I see you, Don. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put like crackle paste and stuff on this, and I am going to hope it does what it's supposed to do. And if it doesn't, I'm not going to be too worried by it because I do have some other crackle paste. But this is one of those mediums oh wow, that smells terrible. Maybe you guys like randomly smell something in your craft room and it's like, what is that smell? And then you hold your product to your face and it's like, oh, it's that. Ugh. I know some of us have like good smelling products, but then others are just like, nope, nope, nope. All right. All right. I thought I was smelling something funny, and I think it's specifically because this was separating. I think it's one of the components in it that is making that smell. Oh yeah, I'm making a mess, but I'm trying to tidy up as I go, which says a lot. It's usually not something I do too much on a regular basis. All right, and I'm going to put some cracks on here, and I'm just, yes, see, I'm putting enough to where like it should do its own thing, and I'm also tapping, like pouncing with it too. So besides the crackle, it'll also have some peaks with it when it finally gets around to doing its thing. Now I am going to take some out because I do want some along the sides here, but I'm just going to use my finger tool and apply it here. And again, I'm just going to I'm just dabbing it along the edges here. And I did gesso the opposite side, but I don't think I'm going to apply it to the opposite side. The opposite side, if anything, I will have it there as it'll be just. Oh, man, this stuff reeks. It's a good thing my nose is mostly plugged. I'm sure it smells much worse than what I'm actually smelling. Okay, cool. I mean, if I can, especially if I can smell it while my nose is partially plugged. But with the gesso on this side, I'll have something to grab onto when I go to adhere it down to the cover there. Okay. No. But like I said, if this doesn't end up doing what it's supposed to do, I'm not too worried about it. I can always put this on. Like take one of my sanding blocks, go over it real quick. Or just leave it alone and apply the crackle paste. And I'll give it a little bit more dimension. I'm going to just throw that in my little dish here. Right. Dawn. I personally don't understand how you do this. Oh, right. Well, usually I'm pretty good about keeping it towards my fingers. So, if I wasn't tidying up right here, I would probably have it all over my sleeves. But I'm also, what was I about to say? I'm in the basement of mine and my roommate's house. So I'm going to put that nasty, smelly crap back towards the back. That was gross. So it's usually fairly cold down here. So if I'm not wearing this, I'm usually wearing my tie-dye onesie, which those of you who have been here watching some of my lives, you know the onesie. Okay. So there's a few other products I'm potentially wanting to use on the brush, but I'm going to have to wait. Okay, so set you aside there. Okay. But the onesie I usually wear on my days off. This hoodie I'm wearing, I've already taken a shower and everything to get ready for work and all that. So this guy is 100% clean, so I don't have to worry about anything. So, y'all. Okay, now set that there. Put this back down. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to have put that paste away. I wish those pastes had expiration dates on it, like food does. Granted, a lot of your other artist mediums usually have a longer holding time than like Tim Holtz mediums do. Finnabar usually has a pretty good shelf life. Liquitex usually has a pretty good shelf life. Winsor & Newton, Grumbacher, Like most of those, like all have pretty good shelf lives. Tim Holtz paste, not so much. Like you have to consistently use it, otherwise you're kind of SOL. JMH, you're so sweet. Okay, so let me think. So I got more than one thing sitting right now that will take a while. So while we wait on those items, we can start assessing what the heck we're going to do with the other items. Okay. So some of what I was thinking about doing, tip of the never wear a onesie to game. Well, I mean, depending on if you're wearing anything else underneath it. Hopefully you are. So these guys, pardon me. Part of the panel, what I was thinking is having it be I don't know, like a kind of an abandoned, rundown, like side of a house type thing. And so I was thinking about using these texturally for like moss growing and stuff like that. So whether that's on the cover itself or on the brushes. So like okay, so that doesn't want to come off. That's fine. And put a little these dark ones over here. Okay. Okay. So I'll incorporate these here and there. Oops. Don't know where that went. Don't care. Okay. Yeah, so these are cast off pieces from 3D printing. Like when there's a color change in the project or whatever. Or 3D printers poop. So, I might bend some of these out. That way I got more to spread out here. No, I don't. There we go. Put you there. Whoop. There we go. Just trimming out all the lighter green in here. Okay. Put more there and more there. So, I mean, just a general idea. I don't. Can you guys even really see what's going on there? I'm gonna bring it up. Wow, it's like really dark on this side for some reason. That is very odd. And I do have some. I do have some like actual moss stuff. I could incorporate into these guys to blend it into. Here, I'm going to turn this light off. Oh, that helps a little. So, something like that. So, I mean, they may stay there, they may not. It's save your saves from damage. Oh, that's smart. All right, bye, Kiki. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, so these may incorporate later on onto something, but undecided at the moment. use hot glue. Yeah, I'm probably going to use matte gel or heavy matte gel to put that down. Personally, I have I don't like using hot glue. Okay. Certain things it has its uses for. Something like this that I want to hold together well, I won't use hot glue for personally. That's my personal preference. Yes, I burnt most of yeah. No, I get it, Carrie. I think I am going to go ahead and cut this little girl out. Now, if I can remember where I put my little. There it is. Now, I know I have an X-Acto knife, and I've repeatedly tidied up here and there, and I still have yet to find it. I think I just need to go buy a new one. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this little doll out of here. It's just going to be rough to begin with. Because I mainly like to keep the frame intact. There's that. There's that. Okay, now that I got her cut out, I can fussy cut around her a little bit more, and I can fussy cut the frame. Yeah. Oh yeah. Was it heavy body gel or something like that? Yeah. I think I got some of that at one point, but I know I have I have Golden's heavy matte gel, but Golden is expensive, but it does the job. But yeah, I know Prima has a good one too. Cool. Yeah, that makes sense, Carrie. Image of right. I agree, Miss Brenda. Especially if you are using said glues for assemblages or mixed media things. Typically, those items that like Brenda listed are better to keep everything secure, especially if it's going to be something that's going to be, let's say, hanging on a wall over time. Um, those glues will potentially hold better than your hot glue would. So, just something to potentially look into if you would like to. No shame in your art game. Then I'm going to cut her a little bit. Cool. And she's all cut out. Right. It's usually fine with fibers. Like as long as there's something to seep into and grab onto. Ah, gotcha. That would be easy to end up forgetting. Let's see. I want to back this on. I'm trying to decide if I want to use cardstock or just a thinner chipboard. That is chipboard's too thick. Because I don't want to back it. I think I'm just going to use some cardstock. And then I'll just cut it back out again because I want this to be a little bit more sturdy for when I go to use it. Okay, I'm going to take these little 3D turds off of here. Okay. And actually, I might. Now let's do that. I'm going to actually tear this out and leave a little bit of a border around it. More difficult here, closer to the edge. There we go. Okay, this is it. Keep all my adhesives. Okay. Okay, I need to move this brush somewhere else. I'll be right back. I'm going to go set this out in the garage in a more ventilated area. Hello, Patty. Good morning. Yeah, sorry about that. That smell was getting to me. Yeah. Okay. Now, I think I am going to do the same in here. It's going to punch through. And just start tearing away inside here. Okay, cool. There's that. And turn a little bit more out of this section here. Cool. There we go. There's some grungy frame. Now, if I wanted to, I could put her back in there. Make it look like she's... If I have that lifted up a little, I can make it look like here. Because I was mentioning this being like the side of a house or something. What if I ended up actually having this as a window? So have it like lifted a little, and then other creepy doll girl looking through the window. I think that could be fun. So have her creeping out the window, and then this one creeping behind the big brush. And then, so I would have to create some type of dark shadowing behind her, I think. To lend to the creep factor. Yeah, I think that could be fun. So let's see. Oh, and I just got rid of the brush. Okay, so there's going to be a brush here. And I might bring her down a little bit. Yeah, her down a little bit. And then I think this could go across there, or I wonder. Huh. Nope, that's not where I wanted to break it, but it'll still work. The brush is going to be on this end. No, that's not where I wanted it to break. But turkey. Okay, so do. Here, off the edge there a little bit. Ow. Negative space 2. The brown looks good behind the dimension of the dolphin. Sorry, one moment, guys. I'm trying to find a. I know I have an alternate brush, but I'm going to put an alternate brush here so I can see where I'm going at the moment. Okay, so this brush is obviously too big, but it'll still give the idea I'm wanting. So and bring her in a little bit more. About there-ish, I think. Something like that. So I think it's looking fantastic the way it's potentially going to work out. Just remember, this is not the brush that's going here. The brush that's going here actually fits within the frame here. So, but either way, this section and this section, I think, is going to be super cool. All right. Now, yes, just so I had a visual representation of the layout. Yeah, I answered. Ooh. Yeah, the smell of that paintbrush was getting to me, and I'm just getting over not feeling well, so I don't want my art to make me not feel well. So, so this is what we have so far. Honestly, after getting all the coloration and everything in there and then finishing up with that, I think this layout is pretty sound. I do still intend on bringing in these little things to do like little mossy like stuff going on. I mean, for the most part, everything's pretty much figured. Hello, Carla. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Cool. Now, I do have this wire here that I am what my thinking is. Um, I'm thinking about wrapping the brushes. So this one here is twice what this one is here. So this bigger one I'll use on the bigger brush, and then this one here I'll use on the broken brush. I'm thinking about wire wrapping a little bit on those. And then for some of this copper stuff, some of the stuff I was taking out, I'm thinking I might use it coming out of her hair here, or her like little headdress thing here. So that's what I'm kind of thinking for that. I am also debating on incorporating some of the copper wire fibers coming out of some of the bristles, maybe. Because I'm planning on adding some color into the bristles as well. So I just need to figure out what exactly my colorway is going to be for most of this. Because most everything I have that this came with is fairly neutral besides these little stones here. Is this okay? I think this paste is pretty much dry. Yay! So I think I am at a good pausing point. I am going to hold off on doing any more because as much as I want to start coloring it now, I don't know what color I want to do. So that'll give me some thinking time between now and when I come back to it. I'm just going to snap a picture of this layout so far because I am loving it. There we go. Um, I'm not exactly sure at the moment. Um, because I don't necessarily want to take away from the brown tones that are already in the cover to begin with. Yeah, it'll take me a moment to figure out what exactly I'm potentially going to do on that part. Sorry, I took a picture of this and I want to be able to reference it if for some reason I have to set this aside to work on another project. Cool. I so love the creep factor of this. Uh, yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's going to stay neutral, but I think I'm going because I do want all this texture stuff to pop out a little bit. So, like, I may color it neutral to start and then, like, dry brush over the high rises of it with the accenting colors, with an accenting color. So, yeah. I just haven't figured out what I want the accenting color to be. But I want to figure that out before I try doing anything. Plus, I do have these colored stones and stuff. Oh, Don, this isn't the paintbrush I'm using. This is just this is my stand-in. So I will be needing to incorporate at least some of these in here somehow, some way. I mean, ooh, I could always just cover up the colors of these. Just cover them. And then, oh, this could look like an old door. So cover these, put them along here, and they look like rivets on a door. Gah. Just over them and do that. Sorry for snapping in your guys' ear. Yeah. I mean, with how many there are here, I think that should be enough because I don't want to put too many on there. So, I mean, I could put some here and then put like a couple here and a couple here. Yeah. So, something there, there, and something there, there. And I do have some rust stuff, so I can make it look like these guys are rusty even. Yeah, so after I paint these and maybe, I don't know, paint them like bronze or copper or something, uh, make them look a little bit more distressed, and then glue them down, and then put some like rusting stuff around the edges, like just rub some on with my finger. I think that um that I have not figured out yet. Because that's the only thing I haven't decided yet. Because I mean these. Ooh, we could use these for texture on the brushes. I'm thinking I could almost. I'll have to think it over, but I think I could potentially put these on some form of the panel and have it pull up a little to make it look like peeled paint, like chipping off. I'll have to think about doing that. I think that would be fun. Oh yeah, I saw where you were going with that cross. It was looking fantastic. Smash it all, then try it when they get. Oh. Hmm. Good idea, Dawn. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. So I've never used tea bags before, so I mean, it looks like it's very fibrous. So I might have to experiment with a little bit of it, just to like this one I'm completely butchering right now. I'll probably play with parts of this and figure out how I want to incorporate it. But I like the idea of putting it down and look like it's like texture, like it's actually peeling off. Not just like the crackle you get with crackle paste where it looks like that, but like actual, yeah. I was wondering about that. Okay. And ooh, an idea. So I have those like small keyhole looking things. Probably, I don't know, like inch and a half, 2 inches tall, by about an inch wide. I think it would be cool if I incorporate that over here somewhere. But I don't want. Hmm, then I'd have to resituate where she goes. But I think that would be fun to have that on the door. Because I'm making it look like a door. Like, oh, that could be fun too, Don. I think I also have some small rusty hinges I can put here and here if I wanted to. Oh, yeah. Looking forward to trying that out. I'm going to set this aside. Okay, so slide these off. And do. Okay, I still have 15 minutes yet. I am going to use let's see, to show the where it. Oh, cool idea, Brenda. All right, bye, Judy. You have a good one. I There it is. Okay. I have statue here. It's Distress Foundry Wax. So I am actually just going to use this on these guys here to alter them. Whoop. As long as I can get it to stay still. And we'll see how these work out. I have to do a couple. Get off my finger. Things are finicky. I'm just trying this out. This may not be what I actually stick to for these. Flip over, you. Thank you. Well, get off my finger. Get off my finger. Let go. Okay. Up. All that off in there. Pop that in there. Then I'm going to heat set these guys. Okay, cool. Okay, so that one. Let's These guys need more coverage. You can use more coverage. I think you're fine. And you are fine. Cool. And how about we just apply it? Let's make sure that's completely dry. Just sploosh it over. Sploosh. And sploosh. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see how that worked. Oh, look on my finger. That one's good. That one. Still looks like there's some showing. Let's oh, my tweezers. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay. Looks good now. Yeah. It's supposed to flip over on me. All right. Down the dish. There you go there. Look at that. Little rivets. That's actually perfect timing, JMH, because I gotta go too. Yeah, finish getting ready for work and then head out. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and uh, joining in on this project with me that is already from day one nearly finished, which is awesome because I did not exactly know where I was going with this to begin with. So I am definitely proud of the progress we have made within just a few hours. All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will catch you guys next time around. Bye, friends.